We're at Hamcation 2026. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin, and this is Comms by Kemp Outside. We're your inside source for outdoor comms. We're at Hamcation in Orlando, Florida. It's one of the largest ham radio festivals in the United States. I think it's number 2. What an awesome, awesome place. We are camping out here. We've got the Kemp bus, we got the cargo camper, we've got antenna masts set up. There's my son Garrett, KO4EHW. I'm KB8WPD, by the way. And we are going to take in everything that Hamcation has to offer. We ran over last night, got the trailer set up, and then I ran back home over to Brandon, Florida to attend my fishing club meeting last night. So then I crashed at home, got up early, came back over here. It is Thursday morning of Hamcation. So I don't know whether I'm going to break this video up into a couple of days, a couple of different videos, or I'm going to just do one big video. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever covered this event, so I'm super excited. But guys, let's take a look at the campground amenities and the setup first. So if you're planning to do this, you kind of know what it's like. So here's a look at the campground, and it will fill up quite a bit as people come in. Basically what they have is they have pods. They basically have poles with electrical and water, and then campers park around those pods. So it's pretty big. There's the main restroom facility. So, and then you can see we're all set up here. So we've got our Moonshade XL off the cargo camper, which is awesome. And I'm absolutely loving that. It's our new awning. And I'm going to be doing a review on that over on my Kemp Outside YouTube channel. But yeah, we're all set up here, and we're camping with some friends of ours. And then, yeah, so you can see basically where groups kind of set up, you know, pretty easy to do. So I'll walk down here. I'll kind of show you how the electrical is all set up, electrical and water. So basically everybody connects to one of these little panels. So if you're coming, bring lots of hose, bring lots of electrical, and bring a hose splitter so that you can split off the water supply, because there's only like 1 or 2 water supplies per pod. And so you bring a hose splitter so people can add on once you add your hose. So pretty easy. Oh, the other thing is there's 50 amp hookups. And then I've been told that those 20 amp hookups are actually 30 amp. But we're able to plug into 20 amps, so that's not a big deal for us. But so that's how the pods work. And as I pan over, there's a whole bunch of swaps down that way, and the rest of Hamcation is that way. Hamcation doesn't open until tomorrow, but people roll in as early as Wednesday, like we did. And today we're going to go head over to Wakiva Springs State Park to participate in a Hamcation POTA activation. So there's a whole bunch of us going over there, and I don't even know who's going to be there, but we're going to go check it out. And guys, I just recently did a video on adding Starlink to the roof of the cargo camper. So that was the first video on this channel about the cargo camper. So let me give you a little tour of the cargo camper since we got it set up. So as you can see, we've got 2 solar arrays. Well, one is blocked by the moonshade, but we've got a front solar array and a rear solar array. Those are 600 watts of solar each. As I said, got the Moonshade XL. We've got our camp kitchen set up out here, although we don't have the camp stoves out yet, but we will do that later. We carry 13 gallons of water on the outside of the trailer. And then inside here, we have our little kitchen. We've got a refrigerator, a microwave, and a sink. And then we've got a little desk that's got a bunch of ham radio stuff on it right now. And then usually my wife and I just stay in here. So we've got a queen size bed. It's an RV queen that's set up, but my son is staying with me. So he gets the basement, and down under there is all of my Victron and Renogy and Watt Cycle and Blue Sea Systems components. So we run 600 amp hours of lithium batteries, a 2000 watt Renogy inverter, and yeah, that is the cargo camper. We also have rooftop air, which is really important. And occasionally, although I hardly ever do it, we have a TV that we can watch. And we have onboard Starlink, as I mentioned in the last video. So that's a look at the cargo camper. So I think now, guys, since we've pretty much done everything that we can do here, we're ready for Hamcation to start. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll over to the Wakiva Springs State Park and go do some POTA. And then we're going to come back and we're probably going to do a little bit of ham radio stuff here at the campsite. So be sure to stick around. And then we're going to cover all the Hamcation. So stay right here on Comms by Kemp Outside. Let's go play POTA. All right, guys, we're at Wakiva Springs State Park. This is a beautiful state park. This is the site of where I saw my first black bear in Florida. I'm kind of collecting states where I see bears because I love bears. But I don't think we're going to see bears today. What we are going to see is a bunch of people running POTA stations. And I'm seeing some dipoles, I'm seeing some end feds, I'm seeing some verticals. Seeing all kinds of antennas here, guys. So let's take a little tour and see what people are doing. So the first thing is we got people hanging out at the pavilion, and there's a bunch of stuff over there. And then if you can see off in the distance, we got a mast and antenna. And then over here we got a vertical. It's a pretty serious vertical. It does 80 through 6 meters. And then we've got some smaller setups, like right here we got a little vertical. And then we got some folks over there. People kind of spread out. So all kinds of cool stuff going on here at Wakiva Springs.
5x3 in Florida.
Garrett just made a contact with Italy on 10 meters. Who says technicians can't do POTA?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice job, man. Thank you.
And we want to thank Mike, who's K1 MKL, and he's got this set up with a what's the antenna, Mike?
It's a JPC 12.
JPC 12, little vertical.
Yep, we're just running just a whip right now, so we can do it on 10 meters.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah,
Thank
have
you
a
guys.
great
Thank you.
POTA.
Thank you.
There's just POTA activators everywhere. And dogs. Fun times. And I'm really interested in this antenna down here. I'm going to have to go check it out. We got guys checking out a alpha antenna mag loop on 20 meters. Not much success here, but terrible aspect. Still pretty cool. We got Digital Rancher here showing how to work a satellite. Now that's my kind of POTA activation. Man, that's cool. Check that out. Oh, he's got one. Working a satellite on a low pass.
W5 ITR Echo Lima 98. W5 ITR Echo Lima 98. W5 ITR Echo Lima 98. But anyway, everyone can have their own. Yankee Sugar Station come back?
And Garrett won the grand prize here at the POTA. Oh!
That is a good grand prize there.
You suck.
That's awesome. Just one.
A FT 891. Something I Ben wanted.
I got two of them. It's an awesome radio. As the grand prize, that was courtesy of Ham Radio Outlet, I'm told. So thanks, Ham Radio Outlet.
So proud of Garrett.
You said you're testing for your general tomorrow. That's awesome.
Testing for his general tomorrow. Won an HF radio.
Preemptive congratulations.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we had a fantastic time at the POTA event, and wasn't it amazing? Garrett won that FT 891. That is the radio I wanted to buy potentially here, and my kid won it. That is just not fair, because guess who bought him the Hamcation tickets? Guess who's feeding him? All that stuff. But did Dad win? No. I guess that's how it works. Either way, I can't be too upset, because right now I'm grilling steaks, guys. We got steaks, we got rice, we got corn, you know, a good man meal. And I'm looking forward to this because I am starving. And maybe I'll just eat Garrett's steak because, you know, he's not hungry after winning a radio, right? Like, you know, he's probably just fine. Look at him over there. He's grinning. Oh, he says false, guys. He wants a steak too. All right. Well, I guess I still got to be a good dad. But no, I'm super excited that he won that radio, and want to thank everyone for putting that event on, especially Ron, who has, you know, just been, I call him the HF radio rainmaker. Ron, if you're watching this, I've seen you 3 times, and 2 times Kemp men have walked away with HF radios. So I think that means you are my HF radio rainmaker. So that's your new nickname, Ron the HF radio rainmaker. Guys, it's almost time to eat. The sun's going down. We're going to put some antennas up in the air and do some radio tonight and just hang out and have a good time. The show starts tomorrow. We'll see you then. All right, guys, this is the day we've been waiting for. It is the opening day of Hamcation. Let's go see what we can find. Let's go see who we can find, who we can talk to, all of the stuff that would tickle my interest as an outdoor radio operator. Let's go see. Packed house here as everyone is getting their tickets in for the show raffle prizes. There's tons and tons and tons of prizes to win at Hamcation. All right, guys, so the first news of the day is that Garrett has passed. He's now KO4EHW /
AG right now.
AG.
But by the end of the day, we could end up with a general.
So I'm going to go put Anderson power poles on that radio he won, and he's going to be operating tonight. So super excited about that. He's super excited. Guys, I just stopped at Low Mesh, and they have some really, really cool Meshtastic devices. So I just picked one up. I'm going to be doing a review on this in a future video, so stay tuned to that. Let's go see what else we can find. But congratulations to Garrett. New radio, new general class ticket. He's having a great Hamcation, and I'm paying for it. So, yeah, that's what being a dad is about. Yep. But, all right, let's go see what else we can find. All right, guys, so we're here at Hamcation, and I'm here with my buddy Eric. I met Eric last year at Hamcation. We were camping near each other, checked out the trailer, we talked a little bit. But Eric, it's different now. You're a vendor here.
Yeah.
And you've got the Elmer brand.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little bit about that. And it's kind of loud in here, so make sure you speak loud in the mic so we can get you.
I will. So the Elmer brand, we created that. Everybody's running common mode chokes in today's world to protect your equipment. You know, you spend a lot of money on a rig. I did.
Yep.
You know, spend $500, $1,000. I want to protect it. So what I found was everybody's making common mode chokes, and they had black tubing on it. And sometimes the wire wasn't what I wanted, maybe quality-wise.
Yep.
So I started building my own.
Yep.
And here's kind of what we came up with. So I wanted something that was color. So here's a gray one with my call sign on it. I just wanted colors. I wanted something in yellow or FDE. So we started using POTA 7 from Messi and Poloni. We use the top grade ends. We've got 90 degrees available as well for a little extra charge. But you know, we put your call sign on it, put your call sign and your name.
Yeah.
If you're an Aries, we can put an Aries symbol on there. Just make it you. You know,
Right.
black is cool, but if you've ever been to POTA and somebody unpacks and you got 6 of them out there, which one's yours?
Right. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like if you're breaking down and a storm is coming and so everybody grabs stuff and throws it in a bin, and then when it's time to separate everybody, everybody's like, well, which one of these is yours? And you're like, I don't know, because it's black like everybody else's.
Yeah, I think my tag's half off. Is yours? Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah,
the stickers come off.
Yeah, so obviously with these, you know, you can, you know, customize it with your own name, call sign, whatever. That's awesome.
Yep.
Maybe a ham radio club or something like that.
We've actually already got a couple clubs that are interested. We're going to actually offer sleeves for those of us that have already bought a piece. You know, if you got one out there and you need a cover, we'll help you out with it.
I'm very interested in sleeving all my coax.
Yep.
Right. Even if I've got, you know, like ABR or Messi and Poloni coax or something like that, and I want to just sleeve it so that people know it's mine.
Yeah.
That would be cool too.
Big
so
deal. And color code it.
Yeah.
I color code a bunch of my stuff. I'll run yellow on one end, a yellow on the other end. That way I know they go together. Garanimals version, right?
Right.
It just is what it is.
Right.
You got a bunch of cables running places is a problem. That's been for me.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I just wired my trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And what wire is this again? So yeah, absolutely. Having stuff color coded so you know what's what, especially in quick setup and tear down situations, is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So how long have you been doing this, and how do people contact you? I know you're still new, so you're working on some stuff. Tell folks how to get a hold of you so that if they want something from you, they can go ahead and get it.
Yeah, so we're brand new, kind of a concept that, like I say, it was all about just making it so it's different, right? The Elmer brand will have a Shopify up in probably about 3 days.
Okay.
You can contact me, W4EPS, via QRZ.
Okay.
Super easy to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Just ask. We'll have a full shop up in just a couple of days. Just my photos were no good, so nobody would let me publish them.
Sure.
Is what it boiled down to. But yeah, we got a bunch of colors. Yellow. We got a great blue coming. Almost like a real bright, almost like a gigaparts blue.
Okay. Yeah.
We got a great orange coming for the Aries type stuff. We got good yellow if you want a yellow.
Yep.
Gray's my favorite.
Yeah.
We got an FDE.
The FDE is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that print's really nice too.
Yeah.
There'll be a few other colors. Green, working on kind of a more of a POTA green, that real
Lush.
rich green. That was the word I was looking for.
You were combining rich and lush, I think, and got rush.
Right.
But we know. Yeah.
It's a long hamcation there.
And then when you get your website up, obviously let me know, and I'll put a link to it in the description below. So if you come to this video later on, you know, a year from now, you know, who knows when you watch this video. Once Eric's got everything up, I'm going to have links down below to where you can just connect with him and order online. Because, you know, this stuff's really, really important to protect your radio, get rid of that, you know, all that unwanted, you know, RF and everything that's coming into your radio. So having something like this is really, really cool. So
we use the Ferrite brand.
Ferrite?
We get them direct from.
Okay.
Type 31, which will protect you from 10 to 80.
Yeah.
If you're running 160, I can't help you.
Okay.
Just being honest.
Yeah.
The Type 43 that a lot of people seem to ask for really only covers you 10 to 20.
Okay. Yeah.
By the information I've been able to search up and test through and what have you. Just by the way.
Yeah.
But we're using the right ferrites.
Yeah.
Using the right cable. Using the right ends.
Yeah.
Got selections. 90 degree if you want it.
Yeah.
Colors.
Yeah. Sounds awesome, guys. So, well, Eric, thank you so much for taking the time.
Dude, you rock.
So, supporting my tiny little YouTube channel. I'm sure, you know, the big guys will be along, but love having you on the video. Great to see you again.
Always.
And I'm sure we'll see you next year or sooner. Who knows? But
working on Hamvention.
Hamvention. I'm going to be at Hamvention, so hopefully we'll see you there.
That'd be cool.
And yeah, but well, good luck with Elmer brand, guys. Check it out.
Thanks. You have a great night.
All right, guys, so we are here with Chuck, and it's 3C Ham Shack. And guys, these Go boxes are killer, and I love Go boxes. So when I was walking around, I said, oh man, we got to get this on film. So Chuck, tell us a little bit about 3C. This is your first time here at the show?
First time at Hamcation. We're a new business. We've only been in business for about a year now, so we're still getting our feet wet, but
Yeah.
we're doing a good job, and we're making it.
Yeah, and so tell us about your process, what maybe makes you different than maybe some competitors, what your bread and butter is, like what problems do hams have that you solve?
So my bread and butter, we'll start off with the Yaesu box. That's the one that everyone kind of leans towards. When I first started, it was just a hobby, and I wanted something that I could just throw on the table, put an antenna and go with it, and saw several people at other POTA events. They saw it and said, hey, you need to start marketing this. And that's how I got started. But I wanted to make something that was cheap for everyone and not break the bank for everyone. Because if you look at some other Go boxes, they're up there in price.
Yeah, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot this, so I'm going to put it on the screen while we're talking about it. But why don't you tell people just what's in it, and they'll see it on the screen.
Okay, so on this one, the Yaesu Go box, we have the FT891 and the Yaesu FT510. It comes with a 9 amp hour battery built in. It comes with the exhaust fan to help cool it during the summer months. It is solar compatible already, has a solar charger already in it. So you just plug your solar panel in the back and have fun POTA.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you said so the solar controller in it. How big of a panel?
I run a little 30 watt.
Little 30 watt?
And it runs all day.
Okay. Yeah. So. Cool. What else do you want to talk about? Show off.
So our newest one that's been really kicking off is our Yeti 40 amp hour battery box.
Okay. I'll put that on the screen.
Yep. So that one there has really taken off today. It's a carbon fiber plate with all the different accessories on top, so you can pretty much plug anything into it.
Okay. And it's so it's a 40 amp hour battery.
Yes, sir.
And then solar controller inside it. How big is the solar control? How big of a panel can you run with that?
Up to 100. All of them are up to 100 watts.
Up to 100 watt panel. Awesome. Yeah, I've got a couple of 100 watt foldables that I keep in the van all the time. So that's always nice to have. Sometimes it's just a cloudy day, so you're not getting anywhere near 100 watts, but you want a big panel
to
catch as much as you can.
Yep.
So awesome. Yeah. So we'll have that on the screen there. And then I asked you this when I stopped by earlier, but you sell these two ways. You sell them to people who already have the radios and need the box, and then you sell them with the radios, right? So how do people get a hold of you to order, buy, ask questions, all that stuff?
We have a website, 3chamshack.com. The kits are on there. Just look for the kit, and basically just tell me in the email, before you order, email me and let me know that you're going to order a kit so I can start designing it for you, whichever radio you want. If you want a pre-built one for the Yaesu, that'll take just a couple of days. I'll get it out the door. Yeah.
And then if somebody has something kind of exotic they want, if they've got maybe an older radio or something like that, you can... I don't want to say always, because somebody's out there got a radio. Hey, I want to put an old Collins in a Go box. Probably not a good idea, right? But you know, for any of the modern radios or even some of the older, like I run an old Kenwood TS430S. It could probably, I actually carry it in an Apache case.
Right.
And then, but I don't have anything, I don't have a box for it. That's the case I carry it in.
Right.
But
if you just email me what the type of radio I have and some rudimentary dimensions, I can design it in CAD from there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Just depends on the radio.
Yeah, right. Sure. Makes sense. So, yeah. So if you've got some giant tube radio,
That ain't gonna work.
Don't call. But if you got something else, you know, anything else that you're interested in building a Go box for, or you just want a custom solution, you're like, you know what, I want the whole thing, you know, just from start to finish. You know, definitely check out 3C Ham Shack, and I'm going to put a link down below, guys, where you can check that out. So feel free to click that link, and then obviously contact Chuck if you have any questions, or if you're putting in an order, as he said, contact him first so he kind of knows what's coming and can get everything designed up for you. So awesome. Is there anything else you want to let the people know?
No, sir.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel and coming to Hamcation. Excited. Will you be in Dayton for Hamvention?
No, we forgot to book a booth, but we will be there next year.
Awesome. So not this year at Hamvention, but next year. I'm actually going to Hamvention for the first time this year, so I'm excited to be there. But because I've never gone, I've heard it's amazing. But any other Hamfest you're going to be at?
We got Houston coming up.
Okay.
I think we're going to do Huntsville coming up.
Huntsville. Okay.
And then we have Belton in Texas also coming up.
Okay. So definitely opportunities if you're out there to come see these in person, especially if you're not at Hamcation this year. But if you're not here this year, you should be here next year.
Yeah.
And for all your Go Box needs, give Chuck a call. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. All right, guys, day 2 of Hamcation. We're going to check stuff out. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go see a satellite demonstration, trying to talk to a satellite. Don't know if this one's going to work. It's a little bit sketchy, this satellite. They've been having some problems with it, but we're going to go ahead and give it a try. So we're here with Daytona Beach Amateur Radio Association, going to try and work a satellite. Sir, what's your name?
I'm Clint.
Clint?
Yep.
Call sign?
KR4 MVP.
All right.
Using the elk log periodic antenna. Got 11 seconds from AOS. Kilo Romeo 4, Mike Victor Papa, Echo Lima 98, Hamcation. There's other club members doing the same thing throughout the parks. We're at 3 degrees of elevation. We have the RVs kind of in the way, but. Kilo Romeo 4, Mike Victor Papa, Echo Lima 98, Hamcation. Kilo Romeo 4, Mike Victor Papa, Echo Lima 98, Hamcation. Right now we should be over Texas, Mexico, heading up through Oklahoma, through Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota. Kilo Romeo 4, Mike Victor Papa, Echo Lima 98, Hamcation. CQ satellite, this is Kilo Romeo 4, Mike Victor Papa, Echo Lima 98, Hamcation. CQ satellite, this is KR4 MVP, Echo Lima 98. Hey guys, my name is Clint. I'm KR4 MVP. Working satellite ops this morning at Hamcation. Attempted AO91. It's kind of a sickly bird. We call it a zombie. We check the MSAT status page before every attempt. It was working yesterday morning, not yesterday afternoon. So today I'll mark that it's not working, not corresponding with our equipment today. But there's plenty more chances. There's satellites all day, about every 45 minutes. Some are voice, some are APRS, which is my favorite. There's also a lot of slow scan TV satellites up there this weekend, so we'll be attempting again. Basically, I've got a dual receive radio. I transmit on UHF and receive on VHF, vice versa for the satellite. I use the ISS detector for a lot of my passes. It tells me when AOS is, TCA, and LOS is. So it makes it very easy for the novice. I'm using the elk log periodic antenna. It's a staple. A lot of people use the arrows, but they're just too heavy for me. It's a nice fulcrum point. Another plug for them, I suppose. But any dual receive radio is fine. Your full duplex are the best. Some of the more expensive ones are the Icon 9700. This is the Alinco DR735. It's decent. You can also use HTs. You're only using 5 watts to talk to these satellites, 10 watts at the most on like PU101. Yeah, just a small battery supply. You can use an HT. The FT5 works well for everybody who's getting interested in it. That's a good stepping point. Follow us, Debera.org, Debera YouTube, Daytona Beach Amateur Radio Association YouTube. You'll see a lot of our satellite ops on there. And hey, give us a follow, and we'll teach you what we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Very
Clint.
good, of course.
So one of the really cool things about Hamcation Orlando is just the swap meet area. It's huge, and there's bound to be something that you can't live without. So if you need a place that'll separate you from your money, come check out Hamcation. So I'm gonna go take a look and see what we can find.
I might come back and talk to you about these as well.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Need tubes? They got tubes. All kinds of miscellaneous connectors, wires, old gear, anything you could want or need, or if you've got a project you're fixing, come to Hamcation and find the part you need. Yeah, I got batteries. And I think you can find a BoFeng or two here. And if you're into Airstream RVs and ham radio, you can hang out in the Airstream corner. I love Airstreams. Kids today have no idea that's a television. Check out all this old radio gear. Just tons and tons of cool gear. Look at this stuff.
You and Sue, she likes some. You remember that 101 I found at the art sale? We sold?
All right, guys, I'm here at the Seed Studio booth. I'm with Dave and Ginger, and I'm super excited about this because, you know, I just got into Meshtastic, and I'm starting to explore Mesh Core, and both of them I think are really, really interesting. And I was talking to Dave at the POTA activation, and Dave kind of dropped some knowledge on me that I hadn't heard before, and so I wanted to make sure I got it on camera. First of all, let's start out with talking a little bit about Seed Studio, and then we'll go into Meshtastic and Mesh Core. What's going on with Seed Studio? What's killing it for you guys? What's upcoming? What do you want the people to know about Seed Studio?
Well, Seed Studio as a whole, and I'll let Ginger jump in because she knows the whole company more than I do. I'm more of the Meshtastic guy and some of the IoT and a little bit of the some of it, but she actually knows the whole company as a whole.
Okay.
So if you want to explain with the maker community and everything about what
Yeah.
makes Seed Studio great.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so Dave is one of the Seed's Rangers. So those are the global technical experts network. And for Seed, besides what we're showing here, which is Meshtastic, that is part of the AI sensing or sensor network product line. There are also a lot of amazing things coming up with AI robotics. So we work a lot with like NVIDIA Jetson, and then there's like also the sensor network, so called like under the line like Read Speaker or like Read Camera. So for like robotics, right? Peripheral sensing, from detection to speaker as like hearing. Those product lines are also like very interesting. And of course, Maker is at the core heart of Seed Studio. So the Shao series is really like that ecosystem is like blooming, and people here at the at Ham are also very familiar with that. So yeah, just like keep on growing, and we're going to be releasing a lot products around Read Terminal as well. The e-ink, the e-ink displays are also coming out as a new product this year. There's already being lots of community projects coming out for those. So yeah, that's kind of just.
Yeah, and I mean, I am not an electronics guy, but when I look at your website, I want to be. Like, I'm like, I want to learn how to do this stuff because it's just like fascinating to me, and so I'm kind of starting with the whole Meshtastic thing and then maybe branching out because I'm just fascinated by all the sensing, as you were saying, that you can do I'm really interested in kind of moving in that direction and learning about that, especially with what I do being outside and primarily operating comms gear outdoors. I want to know what's my barometric pressure, what's my altitude, what's my GPS location, what's the temperature, wind speed and direction, all these things. I pay attention to a lot, and right now I pull all that information down from my iPhone, which means I have to have an internet connection.
Right.
But to have devices that I could build or put together that would eventually tell me all that stuff where I didn't have to rely.
Right.
Now, I carry Starlink too, so I always have an internet connection.
Hand me the big white silver one.
But it would be really cool to do that.
Yeah.
So
this is an example. This is part of the makerspace type of thing, right? This is one of our L1 devices, the L1 Pro, with an e-ink display. But Alleycat Designs actually created the case to where it has a Grove BME 280 in the back. So it does temperature, humidity, and barometric pressure on the device.
Yeah.
Plus, it's large enough. It's got a large enough battery. This thing lasts about a week and a half.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the kind of maker stuff that Seed Studio really grows on. Is not we sell ready-made devices, but our core is the maker space and designing cool new things.
Yeah. No, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, as a fisherman, I want to know what the barometric pressure is, right? And I have a little bit of crossover of outdoorsmen who watch some of my comm stuff.
Right.
But you fishermen out there, if you want to know what your conditions are, where you are on the water, and instead of relying on your phone to tell you what the nearest weather station is at, having something like this would be really cool for immediate information. I think that would be super sweet.
And then on the techie side, one of the things that we're working on developing right now, I wasn't able to get it finished for the show to show off, but she was talking about the RE camera and doing RE camera integration. So an AI camera tied to a Meshtastic node. So right now we've got it set for human detection. Set a camera off to the side. If you were, as a hunter or a fisherman, if you wanted to set up a camera that said, I want to see a buck with 4 points, right, or better, walk by, you could train the AI camera to do, I want to see a buck with 4 or better points go by, and then it'll send you a message on a private channel on Meshtastic, a 4-point or better buck just walked by.
Hey, you hunters out there, if you've got some hunting ground, you need this stuff. It's time to up your technology game and learn about this, because that is super cool. So let's move in a little bit to Meshtastic versus Mesh Core. So one of the things that I've been really confused about is, I just started getting on the Meshtastic scene, and then all of a sudden, everybody started talking about Mesh Core.
Right.
And I wasn't even up to speed on Meshtastic yet, and now everybody's talking about Mesh Core, and I'm worried about the next VHS versus Betamax, or the next thing where it's like, neither one ever takes off because they kill each other, or you have one clear winner and I invest in the wrong one. Now, the good thing with hardware is you can flash it to either. So that's a good side of things. But you had mentioned, kind of the philosophy behind when to use Mesh Core and when to use Meshtastic, and I would love to get that for our viewers.
So the difference between Meshtastic and Mesh Core is based on flood routing. Mesh Core is based on intelligent routing, right? So when you just boil it down to, Meshtastic is great for ad hoc, right? You want 20,000 hams to show up at a Hamfest and let them talk to each other? Meshtastic. It's great at just popping up a network and having an ad hoc network. If you're going to build infrastructure, you're going to put up repeaters and try and build a strong, stable network, Mesh Core is the way to go, because it does intelligent routing, right? So once you have fixed location nodes as repeaters, the network will identify, I want to talk to this guy over here, but I need to go through you. And it's going to route that traffic in the most efficient way.
Yeah.
Where Meshtastic would go, hey, everybody, I want to talk to him. And it may go through you to him first, but it's going to come back from him to me. And it gets jumbled up. And if you have too many infrastructure nodes too close together, they end up colliding with each other with broadcasts. So, yeah, the baseline is ad hoc. If you're going to go out camping, Meshtastic. If you're going to have an event for MCOM, right, and you want to set up a quick network, have people be able to communicate outside of the regular channels, Meshtastic.
Yeah.
If you're building an infrastructure, right, and you want to have a reliable, strong infrastructure in a location, Mesh Core.
Yeah.
Because you're going to set up those infrastructure nodes that are going to stay fixed. They're going to stay there. and that will reliably route the information through the network.
Yeah. And I think my take home is I'm really interested in doing both. I'm very interested in the ad hoc stuff for when I'm out camping and I'm traveling and that kind of thing. And so I wanted to run Meshtastic. But living in Florida, I'm very, very invested in like down-grid comms, right? And you know, when half our cell towers get whacked by a hurricane and the rest are prioritized for first responders, which I'm all for, I still want to be able to communicate. So I'm very committed to putting up mesh core at my house, probably Meshtastic too, because it doesn't hurt to run both. But it kind of really gives me the idea that I'm really going to invest in mesh core for home and Meshtastic for travel, and which means I just need to double the devices I get. So instead of one T1000E, carry two. You carry two, right? You flash one with mesh core, one with Meshtastic, run both. It's not going to add a lot of weight to you, and then that way you've got the best of both worlds. And the cool thing about these devices is they're very affordable.
Yes.
So it's not like you're going out and buying the latest Kenwood handheld for $750.
Yeah.
You know, 10% of that gets you a Meshtastic or a mesh core device, you know, really affordably. So do yourself a favor, buy two, flash one of each, and have both. That's what I'm going to do.
That's what I do.
And check it and just play with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is fascinating because as the technology grows and more people come online, the more you can do with it is just really neat. And, you know, we're hearing that mesh core might carry voice relatively
both
soon.
Mesh core and Meshtastic are now also, right now we're in the 900 megahertz in the United States. There's devices coming out now that are actually going to go into the 2.4 gig ISM world.
Yeah.
Right? A lot more bandwidth, so we can do a lot more with it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of neat stuff coming up.
Yeah. So anyway, I am just super excited about this. I love that Seed Studio is here. Is this your first Hamcation?
This is her first Hamfest period.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. We hope to see you back next year, and I hope to see you at Dayton and Huntsville and everywhere else we go. And thank you guys so much for coming on the channel. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you having us.
Anything else you want to tell everybody?
No.
Like, just go out and buy Seed Studio.
Yeah.
Check it out. We have Discord. You know, there's a global community, and super happy. There's a social network.
And since I'm an affiliate for Seed Studio, guys, I'm going to put my link below to where you can get anything Meshtastic. And if you use my link to purchase, doesn't cost you anything extra, but it's a great way to support me as I get a little commission on the sale. Got to throw that in for YouTube.
All of his links all of his codes have a discount. So
yes,
it varies between 5 and 10%. So depending on the device.
Yeah. So get yourself some Seed Studio, get yourself some Meshtastic. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, I'm at World Radio League, and I am trying to figure out how to log my contacts for POTA, for all the things I want to do. I've been watching Vaughn, POTA Power, right? Half of POTA Power anyway.
Yeah.
Half. And I've been watching the way you guys do it.
The pretty half is over there.
The pretty half is over there.
They
She's
say that
off
Vaughn
camera.
is the hardware and Julie's the software. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. But I'm not touching that. But
Are you doing something without me?
we are. That's Julie from POTA Power.
Hi, y'all.
So what I want these guys to do is just explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old how to do logging and that kind of stuff, because that's the last piece of my venture into HF is how to do this and what it can do and all that. So I'm going to turn over to you guys.
With World Radio League, not only for Parks on the Air, but for Field Day, for your summits on the air, for your CQ Worldwide competitions, whatever, we use World Radio League, and this is the guy who made it. So, go on, James.
You were doing great, but I can give him a little bit more. And we're going to have to pull Julie in here to get even more information because I heard she is the logger. So we're going to have to pull her in. But look, all you got to do to get started is you go to worldradioleague.com and you create a free account. Or if mobile is more your way, you can also download the World Radio League mobile app. So just search for World Radio League and it'll look like this when you get it downloaded. Julie, are you more website or mobile app?
I'm actually both. I enjoy both of the applications separately for different reasons. So when we're in the park, it's very common for me to have an app, my Apple iPad, and I log on that. It's big Apple iPad, and I do that. I have logged on the phone, and it's great. One of the things that I love about World Radio League, because how many of y'all have wives that don't charge things? That would be me. My husband has a wife that doesn't charge anything. And so we've shown up with half battery or dead battery, and it is nothing for me to shut down a tablet, pick up another device, whether it be an Android Chromebook based or even just a phone, pull up our account, and all the log is still there. And we just never miss a beat. That has happened on so many. I'm a little embarrassed to admit. So you can actually, it interchanges in between devices. But in the export part of the log and the viewing, I actually prefer the laptop app, or not the laptop, but the computer app for that, or the website, the web-based for that.
And so you can be out on your phone logging all your contacts, and since everything syncs across your devices, you can log on your phone and you can get back to back home, log into your account on the website, and all of your contacts will be auto synced because it all syncs to the cloud. So that's a great thing to but there's also, there's so many features in here. The basic thing that you need to know is how to log, which if we're giving somebody a explainer like they're 5, what's the basic thing? Like, you're out there, you're doing a POTA. What do you need? What information do you need to log somebody?
Your call sign. Really, that's all you need is the call sign. You have to know what frequency you're on. It depends on if you're activating or if you're hunting. So you need to look to make sure that
POTA will reject the logs if you don't put at least a band in there.
That's exactly right. They will. And so you need to make sure you have their call sign, and you need to make sure you know what frequency you're on. And one of the great thing too is that World Radio League will automatically populate if you're on single sideband, if you're CW mode, if you're doing FTA. If you have the location service on, if you have internet and web-based that you can actually pull up, you can actually have it find the park, and it'll pull up the park number that you're in. It's easy. It's very simple.
And I'll show you something cool too. As you're going and as you're logging, the app will generate you beautiful maps of your activation, and it'll give you some statistics about your activation as well. So you can see, what was your fastest QSO rate, which states did you get, which bands were you working, which modes you were working. And we do have cat control as well on the web, and soon to be coming, highly requested feature is a desktop app that is fully offline capable. Are you guys, if we get the desktop app, are you guys going to try the desktop app, or are you going to stick with the tablet? What do you guys think?
I don't know. I'll play with both. We'll play with both, yeah. Because generally we leave the computer at home. Like, your desktop is going to be at home. But when we're in the park, it's just easy to do the tablet.
When do you guys usually activate? If somebody's trying to hunt y'all?
Well, we are out most of the time on Wednesday nights. It does it in the evening. Right after dinner, I make him feed me first. That's very important. Yeah. And so we activate normally on Wednesday nights from home park where we're working on our kilo. And then every weekend we are out at some park doing, trying to find a new historical site, trying to find a new park. We're trying to get all of the Florida parks.
Well, thank you so much. And a lot of the features that we build into World Radio League come from talking to these guys, coming to the Hamfest. Every time we come, they have some new stuff they want us to work in there, and we work our best to keep on building new features into it. So if anybody is out there and you are just thinking about trying it, even if you're brand new, just create a free account, play with it. If you love it, you can become a member, or if you either can't afford it or you're like, hey, I just wanted to, just use it for free. Just use it for free. It's great to use. So
awesome.
Is there anything else? Wait.
I'm going to take 1 minute, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I'm going to take 1 minute and show you guys how easy it is to log an activation. You ready?
Yeah,
let's go over the screen here.
The camera.
Real quick. We're going to go to this. This is the main screen for the web account. You're going to hit the start the activation button right there. Once you do that, find my park. Boom. There you go. There you go. The closest one to us right now is 1927 Wakiva Springs. Hit it. That's the park we're in. Let's hit the frequency. Of course. Then let's go to, it's going to already tell us what mode we're in. And it'll tell you your grid, your state, you're in US. Let's start logging. From there, we're going to go to log our first call sign. We're talking with KJ4ULZ. It's going to pull up Julie. There's her account. She's in Florida. You've already had a QSO with her, one QSO with her, and she's a 5'9". Let's log the contact, and it'll automatically log that into there. What's cool is it's cloud-based, so it's automatically saving on the server. You will never lose a log with World Radio League, and you can keep on going. If it's a park-to-park, their park. If it's if you're trying to spot you can spot yourself. And it's got James's account, so when you go on the map, it's going to show James as in North Georgia. So that's how easy it is to log your first contact on World Radio League. Back to you.
Wow, guys, so that was awesome, and I really, really appreciate it. I've already decided that this is what I am going to use because, well...
You can't go wrong. I wouldn't steer you wrong. And trust me, everything that I do, I try and test and fail and epically. I abuse things. So I've abused this, and it's still kicking butt.
Yeah, and if it works for POTA Power, guys, I'm sure it works for everybody because they are out there doing it all the time. If you haven't checked out their channel, I'm going to put a link to their channel below. So check them out, follow them, learn to do POTA. I'm learning to do POTA by watching them live stream POTA events. So
listen,
thanks,
we just
guys.
Have a good time. You are so welcome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, awesome. Thanks for being.
I'll tell you guys one more thing. And I will also say we are very easy to get in touch with. Some people are a little afraid to get in touch. They say, oh, we don't want to bother you, whatever.
Please do.
Please do. We love to hear from you guys, and we generally respond to anything within 24 hours. So if you're having an issue, oh, I can't log in, or my log did something weird, just let us know. And there's even a little button behind my little mascot guy here. There's a little button that says report a bug. So that's a great way to click that and get in touch with us, and we're here to help anytime.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right. So maybe even more important than World Radio League is I have found out that a brand new BoFeng has hit the market and no one has this except Julie. And, you know, I mean, it's got to be the POTA Power hookup, but...
Listen, let me just tell you a little bit of history about it because I got to tell you, I am an ICOM girl through and through, fangirl all the way. But I have an issue with most of any of the brands. They're all black.
Yep.
And black goes with everything, but black is not everything. So while my husband would not allow me to do this to any of our ICOM HTs, I decided that I wanted to accessorize with just a little frosting. And so I created my own. I bought my own little BoFeng Mini, and I decided to really, really spruce it up a notch. And it's so pretty.
And I don't even know if that amount of bling is catching on the camera, but it's like it is almost blinding, right? Look at the ice on that. I mean, you know, and of course the pink signal stick that matches the hat.
Of course it does. It has to.
Right.
Listen, I think that we could find a lot more women who would be very interested in this hobby if we could just learn to accessorize a little bit better.
So the next question is when do we bedazzle the Mark II?
As soon as Vaughn goes away for, I don't know, he has to not be home for about 6 hours. And then we can come back and the entire thing will be, it's much better to ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
And guys, you are gonna want to watch that live stream. When that gets pulled out at the park, lightning is going to strike.
Maybe what we should do is just take a bet, and if I pass my extra before he does, I get to bedazzle the Mark II.
Oh, are we?
You heard it here first.
Are we dropping? Are we dropping something on Comms by Kemp outside here that is like, you know?
Could be.
Wow.
Listen, stay tuned live, guys. We are out. Vaughn and I are out. POTA Power 01 on YouTube. We're out a couple times a week. We do live activations from the park. We give away antennas and coax and all fun things, ICOM swag. We have a great time. So, and it's always great to hear how your signal sounds on the air.
Yeah, it's really cool, guys. And as I've said many times, I am learning how to do POTA by watching their live streams.
Oh, listen, we just have a good time.
Yeah, if you want to, if you're intimidated by this, like you're worried about how to handle a pileup or how to log or how to whatever, just watch Vaughn and Julie because you just learn by watching. I really love watching your channel.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go see what else we can find, maybe what other trouble we can get into.
All the trouble.
And see if anyone else can separate us from our money. Stay tuned.
7 threes.
All right, guys, I am still running around here checking out things that I find fascinating. And this is Rob with Spool Tenna. And I came and talked to Rob a little bit yesterday. Vaughn and Julie from POTA Power were telling me all about the Spool Tenna. And I came and I looked at it and I was like, I'm really impressed with it. But, you know, I already have an end-fed half wave. And then I came over today and I told Rob, I said, Rob, I've been thinking about you all night, which I know is pretty weird. But I said, I got to tell you why, because at Hamcation, I have been deploying and taking my end-fed half wave down over and over again. And I'm so tired of just bundling wire. I said, I have got to get a Spool Tenna because I can just roll it up. It just looks so easy to deploy and to reel in. And so, Rob,
Yeah.
tell us all about Spool Tenna,
All
like
right.
how it came to be, what the features are of your antenna, what does it do,
Sure.
and where is Spool Tenna going?
Okay, I'd be happy to, and thanks for having me on your channel. It's an honor. So, you know, I started this about a year ago, and if you look at the date code on the original Spool Tenna here, it's February 24th of 2025. So we're not quite even to the 1 year anniversary of this design.
Yeah.
So it's pretty new. I designed it ultimately for myself. I was starting to get into the parks on the air. I didn't do a whole lot of activating, but every time I went, I had limited time.
Yeah.
And I had 2 hours to get to the park and get back. I had chores to do on the weekend. I didn't want to spend 30 minutes untangling wire. So I did that for about 2 or 3 times, and I said, this is crazy.
I know your pain. I feel this pain point.
So I thought, man, I think it's all about putting it on a large radius. You know, getting the wire on a large radius doesn't kink it. It doesn't get in the memory of the wire and all of that.
Yeah.
So I made a couple for myself, iterated, took it to the local show, and a couple of folks said, hey, I think I'd like to buy one of those from you. And I said, well, I guess so.
Yeah.
And it turned into, hey, we're having a Raleigh Hamfest. Why don't you come and sell some of those there? So that was last April.
Okay.
And since then, we're up to, we're just crossed over 1,000 on our serial numbers.
All right.
So it's grown faster than ever expected.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the whole thing here, it's quite simple. It's an end-fed half wave. Nothing new about that. It's been around longer than I have.
Yeah.
The novelty here is on a spool.
Yep.
Getting it on a spool, and then getting the matching transformer, 49 to 1, on the inside of the barrel. It's all protected.
Oh, genius, genius.
I mean, you could stand on it, and it's protected in there. So the other thing we did was we made it out of printed circuit board.
Okay.
It's super easy to specify a design.
Yep.
And the matching transformer is soldered to the board, so it's secured. We got some zip ties, giving extra security, extra physical security in there.
Yep.
And then we very intentionally put a banana plug. We did not solder the wire to the unit. That way it's modular.
Right.
Okay, so you can swap out the wire. You can put a high visibility wire if you don't want anyone to trip over your black wire.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's modular in that way. BNC coming off the end. So the whole idea, I've been joking all show, our special deployment tool, which is a Bic pen. Put it in the center as an axle. Take the rubber band off, the bongo tie, and just unspool it.
Yeah.
It's that fast. When you're done, you can wind it up in 2 ways. It's got a knob here. If your wire's in a straight line, it makes it really nice to wind it up this way. Or it has 2 finger holes here. Just grab it.
Oh, yeah. And then you can just
wind it up.
Yeah.
Whichever's easier for you. But the whole idea is, how do you get on the air in 5 minutes or less? How do you tear down in 5 minutes or less?
Right.
Get your more time in the air, less time messing around with equipment.
Yeah.
And we've had some pretty overwhelmingly positive feedback about it.
Yeah.
So we've been really happy about it. Last thing I'll highlight about this design, and unless you have other questions, we open sourced it. And we've had about a dozen people ask us here today and yesterday if it's patented. It is not.
Wow.
And I think it's a philosophical thing. It's from our perspective, our philosophy as ham radio is sharing its experimentation.
Yeah, yeah.
So if somebody wants to make a experiment using this, these files, design files for this are on GitHub.
Oh, wow. That's
you
so
go to
cool.
our website. It's got the path, the repository.
Yeah.
You can download it. You can fork it. You can make it square. You can whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But it really encouraged folks, if you want to experiment with end fed halfways, download it and have some boards made.
Yeah.
But if you want to have one just in your kit, and go to our website and get one as a assembled unit.
Yeah, and that's what I did, guys. I ordered one today, and so we'll find out what the serial number is of mine. Because it'll be over 1,000, so I'm super excited to see what my serial number is, because that'll be cool. And then, Rob, you have some bundles. Vaughn at POTA Power was telling me about the bundles. You have the high vis, you have extra spools, you have Coax. Talk about the bundles a little bit.
Yeah, sure will. So in addition to the Spool Tenna, first thing we did is we said, can we make just an empty spool? No antenna, no transformer. So it's literally some of the same sheared components, and it's an empty spool. It's hard. It's just the right size for the typical lengths of coax or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can throw your feed line on here. You can throw your throw line. If you want to use a counterpoise, which is an option, it's not necessary, but you can put a counterpoise radial on here.
Sure.
So then we said, okay, we've got a spare spool. You can put your coax feed line on there and have a nice small packaged bundle. It's compact.
Right. And what coax are you providing? What's the coax?
So this coax comes from ABR.
Okay.
It's phenomenal coax. It has BNC on both sides.
Yep.
It has the common mode choke built in.
Yep.
So I mentioned counterpoise earlier. That's not necessary. Leverage the outer shield of the coax as your counterpoise.
Right.
With the common mode choke there, it'll block the RF from going to the radio.
Right.
And ABR makes some really great products.
Yeah.
Every time I mention it, people have said, "Oh, absolutely, I'll take one of those."
Yeah, and I have that specific ABR cable, which is awesome because that's what I'm going to use with my Spool Tenna. I got it at ABR when they were at the Tampa Hamfest, so I've already got it. But I might have to pick up an extra spool because right now I'm just putting my coax in a bundle like an animal.
Wadding it up. Then lastly, we've got the high visibility wire as an accessory.
Yeah.
And that's wound on a spare spool. So if you want the full kit, get a Spool Tenna, high vis wire.
Yeah.
Get the coax on and put it on a spare spool, and you've got a go kit. This ready to go compact.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. I guess one thing I forgot to mention that I'm looking over to this direction is...
Oh, yeah. This is important.
Every unit we ship, we field test. Literally every unit. And the serial number on the unit matches the serial number on the field test report.
Yeah.
And we think it's important that when you get a product that has specs, that particular unit has been checked, tested. We verify the SWR on 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. And that report goes with the unit.
Yeah.
So to get it out of the box, this is what you should expect performance-wise.
Yeah.
And we think that's important to have that confidence in the product.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Vaughn was showing me that too. He's like, look, you can get I don't know anybody else who's shipping antennas with that. That's amazing.
It's I think a lot of times you can find the global design spec for the product, but not each individual unit.
Yeah.
And other industries do that. I mean, when you buy calibrated test equipment, you get a calibration report. It's the same concept.
Right.
It gives you confidence about the product.
Yeah, absolutely.
You did mention new product.
Yeah. Breaking news here. Not an exclusive scoop.
I won't go into too much detail, but I will tell you that the form factor has been a lot of great feedback on the form factor. We're thinking about various sizes. If you want to do 80 meter, you need longer wire.
Right.
So perhaps a larger unit, maybe a smaller unit.
Yeah.
So for parks on the air, this size works well.
Right.
Maybe for summits on the air, you want an ultra compact one.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. We'll have some things to share at the Raleigh Hamfest.
Okay.
Which is in April.
Yep.
Shout out to Raleigh. And that's our home show.
Okay.
And then we're going to do general availability of some new products in Dayton.
Oh, okay.
So look for a couple of new products on that.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot of feedback asking for 80 meters.
Yeah, okay.
So stay tuned for some possible offerings in that space.
Yeah. So maybe a Spool Tenna XL or a Spool Tenna Mini. I'm not That's my words, not. But what a real cool thing, because yeah, I could see if you just want to operate 1020, carrying a much smaller spool makes sense, and then. Right. And then, yeah, 80 meters means more wire, right?
Yeah.
And
so we're looking at all the dimensions.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of feedback about off-center fed, random wire. So, I won't make any promises, but we have a roadmap.
Yeah.
We're a very small company.
Sure.
It's myself, my parents, my wife, and a colleague here is helping me. But we're really looking at how can we put the most popular models out first.
Yeah.
So that's where we're focusing.
No, and that totally makes sense. And guys, I mean, I gotta say again, having to take down and put up my end-fed half wave over and over and over again, over the last 3 days I've been here, it just got me to the point where I've got to find a better way. I guess if you're just doing it once in a while, it's not a big deal. But when you're doing it over and over again, I mean, it just drove me here today, because I was like, that's it, I'm done. And I just think it's a really, really cool concept. It amazes me that for as long as the end-fed half wave has been around, that nobody has done this until now. But
it's surprising, and that we haven't seen it. There's been a couple of other variations of this.
Sure.
Those are nice as well. But we're just thrilled to be able to offer it. We've very deliberately picked out the hardware.
Yeah.
Every design parameter has been very deliberately selected. So we've gotten some good feedback about those choices.
Yeah, and I love that with the bundle concept, you can carry the extra wire and your coax on 3 spools, and it is really compact. So if you're hiking to your POTA spot and weight is a consideration, I've got a lot of hikers who are associated with my channels, and campers and things like that, where weight is a consideration. Something like this is a really cool way to go. So thank you so much for coming on the channel and sharing about Spool Tenna. And I'm looking forward to communicating with you in the future and shooting video. We are going to, guys, as a promise, we are going to live stream POTA activations. So I've been watching Vaughn and Julie at POTA Power. They're my Sherpa guide here when it comes to how to live stream POTA. We want to do that as well as shoot videos on how to set up, tear down, all that stuff, how to deploy gear so that you can plan your POTA activations, especially if you're a beginner. But guys, if you're looking for an end-fed half wave and you want to have something that's easy to deploy and put away, especially when that rainstorm is coming and you got to get in fast, Spool Tenna is where it's at, guys. And I'm just super glad that I got to see them in person at the show, and I'm having one delivered. So Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Great.
All right, guys, it is the last day of Hamcation. We're about to go head out and see what else we can find. But one of the things I want to show you guys is I had these brought to me. They were delivered to the house while I was at Hamcation. I had a buddy who's my neighbor grab them for me and bring them here because I want to show them to you. Radioddity has released a new, or actually 2 new color variations on the BoFeng Mini. So you've got the amber translucent and the quartz translucent color. Guys, check these out, right? These are sweet because they've got the translucent look, right? The clear look. You can see the electronics in there, but with a hue to them. So you got the amber and the quartz. Super, super cool. You can buy them. They come in 2 packs, right? So you can get 2 of the amber or 2 of the quartz. They also do this in the GMRS version, the UV5G Mini. So I've got some 5G Minis coming, I think. And so if I do, I will do a review on the 5G Mini using these. But guys, Radioddity is the only place to get these. So I'm going to put an affiliate link below to where you can pick up the Radioddity BoFeng UV5R Minis in either amber or quartz. Super cool. All right, guys, so I'm at the Diamond Antenna booth, and I saw something that I didn't even know existed. I've been talking to Wayne about antenna mounts for the cargo camper and putting VHF, UHF, MERS, HF antennas on the trailer. I'm looking at those actuator mounts that raise and lower antennas and all that stuff. And we got into a discussion about grounding antennas. And there's a lot of people who really struggle with ground issues. And you have a unique solution for HF radios. So was it 80 through 6?
40 through 6.
I don't know who's operating 80 meters driving down the road anyway. But but 40 through 6. So if you're operating HF on your vehicle, you might want to check this out. So Wayne, first of all, give us your call sign, tell us who you are, and then talk about this product.
Yeah, Wayne, Diamond Antenna, KK4 BUJ, and what it is when you have a ground problem on your vehicle, as long as it's a metal vehicle, it's a capacitive ground mat. So it's just giving you a little bit extra capacitive ground. A lot of guys will use magnets or go through, and you're just the magnetics that give you a capacitive ground is not enough. And you just want to add something else just to try to tune it in a little bit better. It's just a little mat that goes on, and it brings it right in. So a lot of times it just depends on location, as always.
Yeah, and so they have it glued down to the display. So I'm putting it on the screen here so you can see what it is that we're talking about. So, but I just thought this was really cool. Now, obviously, it's magnetic. So if you've got a Ford F-150, or if you've got an exotic that's carbon composite body, it's obviously not going to work.
Right.
But for the majority of us out there still driving around those dinosaur cars that are still built out of steel, this could be the solution to your grounding problem, right? And I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've walked through the Diamond booth over the last few years and just never knew that this existed. And so, it just might be something before you start really drilling holes and bonding everything.
Yeah.
And, it might just be worth it to you to just give this a try. And then also, if you're doing some mobile HF stuff and you're moving stuff between vehicles, and especially if you've got a mag mount, this probably would work really well for CBers and stuff like that. And if you need a little more grounding patch, on a mag mount or something, you could use it for that. So
guys for POTA have been using it on just the portable antennas.
Yeah.
So when they set it up, they could just get it in just a little bit better. And it's something easy to carry, pack, throw it on the car.
Yeah, I mean, it's super small. I mean, it's like, basically, if you're not here, guys, and you want diamond magnets, you got to come to the show. But I mean, if I put two of those together, that's basically about the size of this patch. It might be, yeah, boy, it is.
Yeah.
It is about the size of two magnets. So, and could you technically run more than one?
Yes, one of the dealers tried it because he wanted to see what it'd do it on 80.
Okay.
So he said running two of them allowed him to actually do it, but it gets pricey just to use it for the one band.
Sure. Yeah. But anyway, I just, one of the cool things about coming to Hamcation is you discover things you never knew existed. And I've been doing a lot of that this weekend is learning new things. As a ham, we're always learning, right? If you're not learning as a ham, you're not doing it right. So, so guys, if you're struggling with some ground stuff, check out this product from Diamond. I'm gonna actually put a link down in the description below. I'm gonna find it online and put a link to it so you guys can check it out. And Wayne, I want to thank you so much for coming on and showing people this stuff. And guys, check out Diamond Antenna. All right, guys, I am at Low Mesh, right? Low Mesh. This is Stavros. And guys, I picked one of these up. These are killer Meshtastic, mesh core devices, but Stavros has done some specialized work both on the hardware and the software side of things. He is much more knowledgeable than me, so I'm just going to turn it over to him and maybe ask a few questions. And basically, Stavros, a lot of my viewers are really, really new to Meshtastic, mesh core, even outdoor comms in general, ham radio, GMRS, FRS, MERS, all that stuff. So we've talked a little bit on my channel about how Meshtastic works, what Meshtastic is, but it always helps to probably hear it from someone else. So what would you tell like someone who's maybe new to Meshtastic who walks up to your table here, what would you tell them about what this is, what it does, and why yours is special?
Sure. So Meshtastic has the ability to create a local off-grid mesh communication network. If you have a device that doesn't have a screen on it, you would connect this device via Bluetooth to your phone, and then through that phone, you basically use it as like a user interface, send text messages to the Meshtastic app. And then this device has two radios, the Bluetooth for your phone, and then something called LoRa, which stands for long range, and that will go over the ISM band to other radios that receive the signal and then send it to their device or their phone. Now, the benefit of that compared to like walkie-talkies, which are more point-to-point, Meshtastic creates an ad hoc network, which allows you to basically jimmy off of or relay off of another person, extending your network up to 7 times or 7 hops.
Cool. And so, and then I talked to Dave over at Seed Studio about the difference between MeshCore and Meshtastic, but just like pretty much any other of these LoRa devices, you can put MeshCore on these as well.
Correct, yeah. So all hardware from Low Mesh, it's all based off of the RAC 4630, the module itself. So it's all interoperable with both the public firmware, the custom firmware that I've written, as well as switching between the Meshtastic or the MeshCore frameworks or the networks.
Yeah, but if you're running these devices, Stavros has done some really cool stuff in relating to the firmware or the software of this device that does things like saves on battery power and stuff. Why don't you give just a little update on what you've done that makes your firmware different than, say, what you just download off Meshtastic or that kind of thing?
So the default, there are two different categories. There's the Bluetooth side, and then there's the LoRa side. For the Bluetooth, you have the ability on the devices actually to increase the power output, but that wasn't enabled. So we went from 0 dB to plus 4 dB. So that just gives you a better connection. The other thing over Bluetooth is that when you're not connected over the device, this was posting advertisement packets every like 100 milliseconds. I slowed it down to 1 second, which increases my battery life because it draws less power. But the real power savings actually came on the LoRa side. So there are two things when you transmit on a radio or when you're using this as a radio. You have one that's transmitting, sending messages, but you're also receiving or waiting for messages to come in from other people. So what this does is it uses something called an RX duty cycle. It's something built directly in the hardware of the Semtech, the chipset of the 1262, but we don't have it for some reason enabled in Meshtastic. So what I did was I enabled that duty cycle. Basically, it allows me to sleep very quickly for 8 symbols on, 8 symbols off. The preamble for Meshtastic at the moment is 16 symbols, so I'm basically sleeping for 50% duty cycle.
Yeah.
And that dropped my real world numbers. It went from 7.9 milliamps down to about 3.8, 3.9 milliamps in receive mode.
Wow. So when your radio's in receive mode, then you're basically almost, you are doubling your battery capacity.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's huge because especially if you're at an event like this, one of the things I noticed was, I brought a Wiz Mesh tag from Rockland, and I brought a Seed Studio T1000E, and both of those devices, my battery drain was super high here compared to normal because of all the activity, right? So it was receiving and even though they were in client mute, so they weren't broadcasting it back out. It was all the receiving it was doing was just crushing the battery, so that normally I get 2 to 3 days out of a charge on those devices. I was charging them almost every night because of that. So obviously with what you've done here, especially in environments where there's a bunch of these, it probably really helps.
Yeah. The usage is really dependent on, as you mentioned, your environment variables, and even though I did reduce it 50%, 53%, you're really also bound by how much you're sending the data, the traffic data, and how much data is coming to you. When you're transmitting over LoRa, and even in the LoRaWAN world, you're transmitting at roughly about 140 or so milliamps. That's a lot compared to 3 milliamps in receive mode. So, if you're in the desert, sure, these will last 4 weeks. But if you're in a very congested area, if you, as you mentioned, client mute, how often you're rebroadcasting, that's really also going to dictate, your battery life.
Yeah. So let's talk about the hardware for just a second. One of the things that really drew me to this device especially is that, because I do outdoor comms, I do a lot of camping, a lot of hiking, a lot of fishing, I'm really drawn to devices that have protection from water ingress.
Yes.
Like, it's almost a guarantee that at some point in time, my radios are going to get at least rained on and possibly dropped in a puddle of water. And if I'm having a really bad day, submerged. And while I don't expect everything to be IP67, your device here has some unique features in terms of protection from water. So talk about this device specifically and why it might be the choice for a hiker, a camper, someone outdoors who wants Meshtastic, mesh core, that kind of thing.
Sure. So it is injection molded. The plastic is made from ASA, so it is UV resistant, won't degrade over time. You'll notice that there's a color band around it. That's actually made from silicone. And then the buttons themselves, and also how it wraps around a waterproof USB port, that is also made from silicone. So I definitely try to protect it from any water ingress. The screw holes also have, basically the silicone is wrapped around the screw hole, so water won't even go through there. The SMA connector is waterproof. The LED light pipe that we have here, that's overmolded into the ASA, the black plastic. So the even if there's this little hole in the back here, which is where the buzzer, the audio comes out, in the more expensive version that will have GPS, that is a EPTFE membrane rated for IP67 to allow for air or humidity to go through for the humidity sensor, but won't allow moisture or condensation to go through.
Yeah.
So I definitely tried really hard to be able to drop it, and this is a very sturdy antenna. These whip antennas, a lot of them droop where they mold. This snaps back in place. Antennas, when you bend them, they deform the wave. We want the best signals we can get.
Yeah. One of the things I'm going to do, guys, is I have a push-up mast, and so when I'm camping, I'm going to put this up 30 feet in the air as my repeater when I'm out. And I know it's going to be client, guys. It's not going to be set to repeater, just to be clear. But I'm going to use it as my repeater for all of my friends and family carrying these things on them. I'm going to put this up high, and hopefully it will pick up, and kind of act as a little repeater, because I'm not worried about it getting rained on. And of course, with the external antenna and that kind of stuff, I just think that this will be an awesome device. So, Stavros, is there anything else that you want to share with folks, like what you're working on next, or that kind of stuff?
I do have a PoE outdoor. I can.
Yeah. Here, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
this, guys, is really cool. I want to put one of these on my trailer, so I'm super excited about this.
This currently uses also the RAC 4630 module internally. The radio's inside. It's got a PoE module. It has 3 ways of powering it, either through the DC jack at 5 volts, a USB-C, or PoE, and that's just for power. There's no TCP/IP on here. There is an N-type antenna. This version is 3D printed in PET glass fiber. I don't use PETG. The mount, you can either screw wall mount or pipe mount with the band. This clicks in place and then uses stainless steel screws to lock. After the show and talking with, we'll be honest, very big experts in this show, I've realized that there's actually a very good use case for having TCP/IP on here and doing remote upgrades over your Ethernet port.
Oh, man.
So I will be coming out with a upgraded model of this, hopefully in the next few months, that will be ESP32 based. It will have Ethernet. It'll be running on 12 volts. And you will be able to upgrade the firmware remotely through the cable. So you'll be able to install this, 100 meters up in the air, and you'll still be able to upgrade it and manage it.
So you're hearing it here first, guys. As soon as that comes out, I'm putting one on my camper, guaranteed. I think that is the perfect outdoor mesh, because when you're running Meshtastic, guys, you've got to get it outside. You got, you don't want to run it through the walls of an aluminum camper,
Height
that
matters.
kind of thing, and height matters. So we're going to be talking, because I might need a couple of these, but that is killer. It's exactly what I was looking for. So awesome. Well, hey, I really appreciate you coming on the channel, and I'm super excited about all of this and what you got going on.
Thank you.
Will you be in Dayton?
I am on the list waiting. I'm going to Huntsville.
Okay.
I will be at DEF CON, and fingers crossed for Ohio.
Okay. So if I run into Stavros in Ohio, I'll get him on video again, get an update. I'm going to try to get to Huntsville. That's the plan. So if anything, Huntsville's in August, so I'm sure you'll have some new stuff to talk about by then.
Oh yes.
So we'll for sure touch base again. And again, thanks for coming on the channel.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, guys, the Meshtastic journey continues. I stopped over at Rockland. I'm here with Jason, and Jason just what's going on with Rockland? What's new? What's exciting in the world of Meshtastic and Meshcore and all that stuff? What do you want to tell us?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, it's great to be out here at Hamcation. We're having a blast. We love meeting you. We love meeting all the people here. We're doing a lot of cool things in Meshtastic this year. We've got some new nodes here at the show, like our new TDEX Cypher, which has got an 8,000 milliamp hour battery. It's the first portable node also to have an end connector. A lot of people have been asking about end connectors on portable nodes. A little bit less loss, a little bit more durability. And one really cool thing we've got coming up is the rack 1 watt. We've got that coming out probably sometime in March or April. It's going to look similar to the famous starter kit that you guys have seen before, circuit board. A little bit different power requirements. Going to require 2 power connections, 5 volt and something else. So we'll have some more information up on our site when that comes out.
Yeah.
But that's going to open up a whole world of DIY devices, new devices from Rack and Rockland, higher transmit power, better coverage, and things of that nature.
Yeah, yeah. So no, that's cool. I got to go back to this real quick because I've just, you know, I mean that's
a big kahuna.
That's big. It's heavy. It's cool. But I want to ask about. So one of the things that I kind of struggle with Meshtastic is because I live in Florida and it's very flat. We don't have a lot of range on most of our devices.
Yeah.
What, obviously, you know, transmit is good, but what about the receive on an antenna like this? Does it hear a lot better than a lot of devices? What kind of feedback have you been getting on the end connector for like receive sensitivity and that kind of thing?
So very good feedback. In fact, these alpha antennas, this is the 2 dBi model. We have a 5 dBi on our site. They're actually our best-selling antennas versus anything else we sell. Alpha does a fantastic job tuning, low VSWR, just really good performance. And a lot of people are getting the IPEX to end connectors and trying to use those, but depending on how, like if you've got a barrel connector on top of your SMA, you're going to get some loss from having that.
Right.
So this gives you true end connection directly to the circuit board.
Yeah.
And overall, you're going to get better transmission, better receive sensitivity out of that.
Yeah.
And the bonus with this device is you don't have to pair a phone. So if you don't have your phone with you or something like that, it's fully functional. It's got a, you know, touch screen, keyboard.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about with range, what's really going to help is getting base stations up and outside. Just you talked in an earlier video, I think, about the low mesh PoE, which is a great option to get outside. Solar's going to do that too. No Ethernet cables to run outside. You've just got your solar panel. It's going to run in perpetuity. Give you that transmission increase. We set one up at our Gainesville, Florida location, just off 75. And you couldn't really talk to anybody in Gainesville. The nodes were so far spread out. With that solar node up in the air, we didn't even go that high. We're just a single-story office building, but just getting it above the building, we're able to cover most of Gainesville.
Really makes a difference. Yeah, and I was really interested in the low mesh PoE. Because I already have 12 volt power on top of my trailer, so I didn't want to add solar panels. I've got 1,200 watts of solar up there. But for campers and RVers and even you know, people that are just out and about, setting up at the campsite, something like this, that's all enclosed. You know, this is definitely the way to go. And I'm obviously it's impervious to weather and that kind of stuff. So, you know, you can even put this on like a little mast or something and get it up at a campsite. And it's, you know, self-contained and powered. You know, these things are sweet.
Yeah, they're great for set it and forget it. You can probably go about 4 or 5 days without sunlight. There still are great use cases for PoE, so the low mesh is a great option for PoE. We like it a lot. The solar is going to be a good option too for folks that like don't have the cable runs or something like that. So really good. That's just what I love about Meshtastic is it brings new developers to the place. You come out with some really innovative products month after month. We're seeing some really cool stuff, and we're really excited to see all the different people in the Meshtastic here at the show as well.
And so one of them that I've had time to mess with is the WizMesh tag, And so, you know, these are awesome because they're super simple, easy to carry. I think I have one on my everyday carry radio bag. I use these things all the time. Talk a little bit about the WizMesh tag and how things are going for you. They've been out for a little while, and what would you say about the WizMesh tag?
Absolutely. So with something like the WizMesh tag, people will come up to the booth and say, "Well, you have all these different nodes. What node should I get? I'm confused." It all comes down to use case. So if you're out in a remote area, you need the best reception. You're going to want something with an external antenna. But like here in Orlando right now, there's enough mesh coverage. You could go all throughout the city. You don't need that type. So if you're walking around at the
Right.
show, you don't want to carry something heavy with an 8,000 milliamp hour battery. This is the perfect device for you. It's just a little bit bigger than a credit card. It's got built-in GPS, built-in LoRa antenna.
Yeah.
It's got a 1,000 milliamp hour battery, so it's not
Yep.
going to last you day after day after day, but it'll last you a good couple days.
Right.
This is a good option for concerts, trade shows, going around in the city where
Yep.
you just want to have a node in your pocket or around your neck. You don't want to carry anything extra
Yeah.
with you. And it's also low cost. So for those of you out there that are looking to get into Meshtastic, but you see some of the price tags of the higher end stuff like the solar, the TDEX, you're not sure you want to spend that much yet.
Yeah.
Getting something like a tag is a great option to just get started.
Yeah, and that's what I started with was tags because you know it was just kind of the easiest entry, you know, as I was just getting started. But now, you know, getting into things that have external antennas, you know, potentially have solar panels or PoE or that kind of thing. What's awesome about all this stuff is it all works together and it creates that mesh. So as you know, you might not have the solar node and all that stuff, but if your neighbor or a couple people down have one, you know, if you just have the tag, your tag's communicating with all those things. And so, you know, the cool thing about Meshtastic is you get to be a part of the mesh, a part of the community. You are part of the infrastructure. You know, instead of like in ham radio where a lot of us have handhelds, but not a lot of us have repeaters, right? The way Meshtastic works is, and I don't want to confuse the roles, you know, of repeater versus client, that kind of thing. But in a sense, is if you're just set as a client, you have a repeater in your pocket, so you're helping pass traffic for other people using Meshtastic, which I just think is really, really neat. And so is there anything people need to, I mean, obviously the 1 watt is huge. Obviously being in this space all the time, what else do people need to be looking out for the future of mesh?
What we're seeing is also just innovations on the software side, some really cool new features in Meshtastic in general, different hardware use cases coming out, things like that. So overall, it's a really fun time to be in this space right now.
Yeah.
You know, people ask me which device should I get. I have several, you know, for
Right.
different use cases, and they're just fun to play around with. The ones with the touchscreen are cool. One thing that we're looking at doing is potentially adding Halo technology to it. Halo also runs on the 900 megahertz frequency. It's a shorter, it's about 1 kilometer or 2, but it offers more bandwidth. So what can we do there to, you know, maybe do potentially a little bit more than text. Now, you have to be careful because there are duty cycles, and if you get too much bandwidth on the network, you know, that can cause issues for other users. So a lot of it's about respectful development, building out the technology in a way that other people can still use it. But those are some of the things that we're looking at in the year ahead.
Yeah. No, that's super cool. So, all right. Well, I really appreciate your time. And how do people find you?
You just find us at rockland.com. It's ROKLAND.com. We're also in Discord. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We have live chat Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you just feel like coming in and asking a couple questions, jump on our site, join our live chat, and give us a call. We're always around, so love to talk to you guys.
And I'm an affiliate for Rockland, guys, so I'll put my link down below. If you use my link to purchase, it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's a great way to support my channel. I get a little commission on sale. Get that in there for YouTube. Man, I love Rockland products. I'm having a blast using them, and yeah, no, really appreciate it. Are you going to be at other shows, or where else can people see you?
So Hamvention, just like with Low Mesh, we're going to be on the waiting list. We're really hoping to get a Hamvention. We'll be at DEF CON in August, which is an awesome show. It's a little bit different from a ham show, obviously, but there's some crossover to technology there. We'd recommend you all come to DEF CON. Always have fun in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I think the other show we're looking at is Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay, yeah, Rars Fest. Yeah.
In April. And then maybe the Huntsville show. That's a week after DEF CON, so we'll see if we can do that. But we'd love to come to Huntsville and see you guys there as well.
Yeah. No, it totally makes sense. You can only do so much, right?
We'll give it a
but
try.
awesome. Well, thanks for coming out to Hamcation, and thanks for being on the channel.
So I love watching your show, man. Love watching the YouTube channel, and I can't wait to see all the videos coming out about this show. I didn't get a chance to walk around too much. I'm excited to see
Right. Yeah, you're kind of locked in, huh? Yeah. So. Yeah, well, hopefully we can give you good coverage so you can see everything, and we'll see you at the next show.
Sounds great, man.
Awesome. Well, guys, that's a wrap on Hamcation 2026. Had an absolute blast. Spending time, networking, meeting with folks, interviews, checking stuff out. Just awesome. So be sure to check out everybody I tagged below, and want to thank everyone for coming on the channel and doing the interviews. Just awesome time, guys. I'm looking forward to the next show, which I think is going to be Dayton for me. So stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring that little bell icon that notifies you when we're releasing videos. I'm Kevin, and this is Comms by Kemp Outside. I'm tired. I'm going home. We'll see you outside.